All right, let's get into it. Would you date someone that you're not physically attracted to? I have. When I was terribly young. High school was treacherous because I'm from Cleveland. Like, we didn't have options. Like, it was like you either had the John that was gonna hold you down or the little shorty that was like cute, but she was like weird and you didn't really want to like be around people with her type shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just be like that. And so, yeah, like, my taste has developed based on just my growth and change and environment, and then just knowing myself, like just valuing myself a lot more, because it's like, yeah, you could be with somebody that's naturally insecure or grew to be insecure, or someone that knows themselves, and typically that person's gonna be beautiful, so you don't see them as like, if they're not that attractive, they're attractive at that point. So I mean, that's all up to your perception at that point of how you really view a person based on how you truly see. Let's get into it. Is it okay for your woman to give her IG to another man? Ooh, that's sticky.
I'm messy.
Yeah, those are messy ones right there. I ain't gonna lie to you though, like, I've never been a jealous type. I've been on the cusp of like being forced into it. I've never naturally been a jealous type. I've been pushed to like an edge where like, are you demanding my attention in a negative way? Like, do you want me to respond to this nigga like he's an issue when it's really coming from you? I don't know. Yeah, I think it can be toxic. It just depends on what his standing is. I don't think that like I feel comfortable with it. But I'm also not the ruler of her Instagram. Like, if she chooses to give him her Instagram, she got a good reason, a good purpose, or if she's my woman, she's gonna know who and who not to give her Instagram to. So, what zodiac signs are you not compatible with? Shit, that all depends. A zodiac ain't gonna hold nobody accountable for the actions that they take in this person's life. You know what I'm saying? We all are responsible human beings at the end of the day. We have a responsibility, whether you want to accept it or not. You can neglect it if you will, but if you walking around here throwing your zodiac on people, you already taking the L, because like, now you hiding behind something. Who are you? Are you that? Do you stand for the whole thing, or that's your being? Nah, you bigger than that. All right, do you believe in gender roles? I want to say yes and no. I have grown up on, the man being the breadwinner, the caretaker, the backbreaker, you know what I mean, the enforcer, the disciplinary. But then, I grew up on that in a weird way where that wasn't actually the case. I'm capped. Let me really be honest with you. I grew up in a 2-woman household. You know what I mean? My mother, the more dominant parent or dominant-esque parent was not the disciplinary. My mom was, and she preferred it that way. And I love Anna. That's my word. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her. She did everything she could to make me have one of the greatest childhoods I could ever think back on. No, I've always been very open-minded and optimistic just because of my upbringing. I've always explored the idea of like who matches well with me. Like, I learned both sides. Like, you feel me? Like, I know how to cook. I know how to clean. If a nigga don't know how to clean, what is he doing in his space? Hey, look, so here we go. Let's get into it. What's something people misunderstand about you? Where should I start? That's a crazy one for me. I've probably been the most misunderstood person since kindergarten. Like, I went to a Catholic school, like, you feel me? I lived in the projects and went to a Catholic school, so that was already a conundrum in itself. And my friends, like, I had a lot of friends. I wrestled at school, and I had a lot of friends that lived outside of my complex. We lived by an airport. That was the first place I moved besides living on 74th and Superior. My grandma stayed in these back houses, and I stayed back there with her. And I stayed over there with her for many years. And then as I grew up, my mom finally got her little, thing in order. And she was on Section 8, and we moved out to by the airport. And yeah, like I went to school with like nothing but white kids. That it was only 4 of us, 4 black kids in there, and we had to test in to get into school. So when I got into the school and shit, they was like shocked, like this nigga's smart, like it's a smart nigga, like that. They looked at me like as if I shouldn't have been because of my mother's representation. She was flossy, kind of dressed like a girl, like she had feathered, like, you know what I'm saying, like jackets and shit. She was a dancer in the 90s, like type shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was misunderstood since I was a kid. Like I had to prove myself in the hood plenty of days. Like people don't get it. Like for me to be is like, what they call it? What's the word they like to call it? They call niggas sassy now. They call them flamboyant. They say whatever they want to say. Yeah, like you feel me? Like I'm a fly nigga. My mama always kept me fly. My mama was fly. My mama's still fly to this day. Like, you know what I'm saying? She put on her 6-inch heels and strut. You feel me? Like, shout out to Mom Duke. She do her thing. You know what I mean? Like, that's real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she definitely put me on game. Like, I had magazines and shit, and I used to just like watch like runways and shit like that. I watched all kind of shit on TV, and like, I don't know, I just went and explored. Like, I explored people. I had gauges like when I was in fucking high school. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always been misunderstood. It's never been a moment in my journey where like it was like oh, we get it. like
I understand that. I really do.
You feel me? All right, next question. Let's get into it. Does body counts matter? Yes. Yes and no. If you learned a lesson from it, if you've grown from it, if you experienced what you didn't or did need to experience from it, if you feel something from it that shows that you grew to a point where you don't feel the necessity to rack it up. I like to say that, rack it up, cause I don't know, like I can't judge nobody. I started young, like shouldn't have been having sex young, like yeah. So and it's just because I was around older people. You know what I'm saying? I had older friends. I had people that like, you know what I'm saying, was lying. Like that was older than me. Is like, oh yeah, we boo 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 boo. Like, so I was like, oh, I gotta catch up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but then like a shorty pull up on you and she's like, yeah, I had sex with 2 dudes, and it's like, that's a lot. You know, like that's selfish. Oh, I had sex with 10. That's selfish. 20, depending on how old they are, is selfish. 30, you pushing it, but like you've had some experiences, so maybe you ready to chill out. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could appreciate it.
Do you feel like that's a double standard though? Like, do you feel like you should be held to the same standard when it comes to that? Because
you know what?
At the end of the day, you would be experiencing that same amount of energy.
Exactly.
From if you've, you know, been with
more.
50 girls or
exactly.
more. And
okay.
A lot of times men have been with a lot of
You're right.
women.
You're right. So. You're right. You're right. So look, let me put it to you like this. You're absolutely right, because I had this conversation with my girl and she told me hers and I told her mine. Or, you know, I told her
estimation.
You know, and she was like, you know, in my head when she told me hers, I definitely did just be like, I receive it. I wasn't bothered or anything by it. I didn't think anything of it. We had like a little laugh about like both of our livelihoods and whatnot. She felt a lot more comfortable with me, and that was the key. Once you felt more comfortable, now I understand like, okay, my person has grown past this, because like I recognize her as being my person. And like those experiences couldn't have meant anything to her because of the amount of energy that she gives me and just being present and just how I feel in it. It doesn't matter. So like at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter if you really truly think about it. And when I'm putting numbers on it, it's really because like before her, I did have like a criteria for people, and I'd be like, you know, like I've dated girls that like have been sex workers, and like I respect that they hustle. I just wouldn't have sex with them like that. You know what I mean? It was just unattractive to me to be in the mix of what their business brought. And I could be present with them and be there for them emotionally and mentally, but physically just wasn't driving it for me. So it just all depends on your cup of tea in that moment. But when you know you got your person, none of that shit really matters, because like you're choosing up. Like, and that just hits different. So, I mean, yeah, if it's a fling, like, yeah, you don't want your fling to have mad body, but you know, she gonna have body, so it is what it is. You feel me?
You got me looking at her sideways. I'm looking like, what's going on?
It
like
now
I'm thinking. Like,
yeah, it be like that though. Like, you feel me?
I'm playing.
I just feel like if a person, it's more about how a person carries themselves.
This is
more
true.
about, it's like you really won't know. Like,
You want?
I mean, if we, broke it down, like things go back to whatever they are. So it's like you're not really gonna know. But if it's maybe like a thing where it's like, maybe somebody is overly sexual or somebody has, been through certain experiences. It's just so many different aspects of that I feel that it's just not a thing where you can just be like, okay, well, about 15 is where I'm gonna. Right. No, it's literally not gonna matter. It just matters more like if you're like emotionally mature and things like that, and how you kind of like handle that, or like when you go into a relationship and how you guys like feel about being physical and what timing you want to be physical. Things like that I feel like matter more than just like a body count, because like I don't know, I just that combo drives me insane, especially when men try to like slut shame women and
it's a
things like
question.
that, and it's just like
it's a tough question.
They don't even hold themselves to that same standard.
It's a thing though, like I've told women before in my past though, like, and I get where you coming from. That's why I said I do agree with it. I just have my own separate feelings from my own experience from not finding my person. Mm-hmm. If I'm dealing with just anybody, it can't just be anybody, because I'm not just anybody. So if you out here just giving that away and like it's just up for grabs, like I can't even fit myself in the nature to be like, this is an experience that I want to travel down. You know what I'm saying? Because especially on my end, because I done got bodies. So like if I got bodies and I could tell from how we vibing that this is just gonna be a hit and smash, sometimes I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather just feel that emotional, if I feel something for you emotionally, or if I'm attracted to you in a different way, because like it could just be a different way that I'm attracted to you. I could not just want to have sex with you because I just feel that disconnect. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it just be like that because like you just, like I said, you have to have a standard for yourself. You have to have a standard for yourself, regardless of what somebody may feel. Because women have a standard for men too. And it's a separate standard from a body count. And we are more immature than y'all, but y'all have a higher expectancy of us. That doesn't even make sense. It takes us 10 years to understand what you already know emotionally after experiencing you. Most times. We don't grasp it in the first wake of a woman. So to understand what your experience is, we know y'all emotional, so that connection is a lot different than our connection. That's why it takes so much to pry at us when we get in a relationship. So we can disconnect and just take bodies. But y'all can connect with somebody emotionally, and we thinking about that like, damn, is they getting the same experience that I experienced? So it pulls at a different heartstring. For us, I'm drunk. We could blame it on that. But if a woman says she drunk, it's like, baby, what was you doing? Anything could have happened. We're more concerned. It's more of a worry. It's more of a, I'm here for you. I want to understand why. Like that's almost a lower vibration for that woman. Mm-hmm. For the man, it's like, oh, that's just a man. We get that pass. But we y'all hold yourself to a higher standard because we don't allow that pass, because we look at that woman as queen, as God, as hired in. So why share all those experiences with all those people before? If you truly know yourself, and if you don't, that's your experience. That's why I accepted my woman, because she experienced people before me and she didn't know, and she got closer to herself, more connected with herself, and disconnected from the idea of herself and really the person within. So at that point, it changes the whole perspective. You allow to, breathe new fresh air from that being. That's a different experience.
I love that.
I like that. Yeah. Okay.